Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over the cryptocurrency markets and specifically Bitcoin DXY here. And I was looking at the DXY guys and not sure yet, but the DXY could have topped. It could have topped. That's a pretty aggressive, if you see up there, that's a pretty aggressive topping candle that it did up there. And just looking at the waves, guys, it could have topped. It looks like a nice fourth and it popped up on a fifth. Maybe one more swing, but that's good news for Bitcoin. And the good news for Bitcoin, guys, is that over here, Bitcoin's doing impulsive waves off the bottom over here, guys. That's what those are. That's what those are over there. Right over here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That it went all the way up to. You can check that on the fibs. Run some fibs. It hit fib targets even with the, I'm going to go with the wicks for right now. You can see 1.618 right there at that third wave, if you will. That's a logarithmic fib. And without the wicks, it went way, way past it, which is probably more reasonable using logarithmic without the wicks. Okay. So good news. 5 over here, 5 over here. More than likely, somehow this turned into an ABC. This is 5. This way, everybody talked about yesterday is going to be going down, up, and then swing back down. We're not out of the woods yet. You really want to see this get beyond that 24. Don't count that wick. So I'll take that wick out. That's where you want to see it, like right there. That 25,000 even above there. I don't think this wave is going to make it, though. Building up some divergence. I think it's going to do an ABC over here, and then it can swing back up. But this is a 5 over here. Whether it ended here or here, and then it's over here, and this is your flat move. This is your flat right here. Whether it started here, A, B, C. It could be a 5-3-5, which I don't like, or it could be a 3-3-5, depending on where this wave ended over here. Not really going to know. There's probability. There's definitely an argument for here, but if it's over here, then it's a 3-3-5. And then you can look at that. On the screen right now, you can see how that's a flat. That's what they like to do, that perfect flat. Like if you take these they're one-to-ones. They're one-to-ones. They very, very, they're pretty common. You can see, look at that right there. If I take that off, you can see perfect one-to-one move. So likely that could have been it, or it just could have been that. And I think it's Bitcoin's, this is the bottom, guys, for Bitcoin, this next bottom. So go out to a 12-hour chart. So you have Bitcoin right now in this area where everybody's going, Bitcoin's hanging on by a thread. Guess what? That's what it does at the bottom, guys. It hangs on by a thread and tricks you. Bitcoin plays tricks. It's going to make everybody think it's going down. It's going down. That's what the markets do. Remember this, guys. The markets are 6 to 9 months ahead. And you know what? I was like investigating the markets a little bit. And this is following the pattern. If you look at traditional financial markets, what did they do? They blasted way up onto their wave and they corrected more. Well, Bitcoin went up and it corrected it too. It's not doing anything unusual if you think about it. Now, who crashed first? Out of all the markets, who crashed first? The crypto market crashed first. That is traditional financial markets. Then they crashed. What came after that? It was a housing crash. Now, housing crash, the housing side of it, at least in the United States, is not done yet. And the thing that I'm saying is that, well, possibly if crypto started to crash first, maybe it's going to start the bull run next, or the bullish portion of it next. So that's how I'm looking at that, guys. So possibly. So you have over here the bottom, and now a next one over here. And to me, guys, this is not a surprise. This is what it is. It's a slow grind to eventually get out of there, So, if you want to make your 3Xs or your 5Xs and things like that, anytime soon, it's not going to be with Bitcoin. Most of you guys that are following my channel realize that there's some plays over there. Now, the other thing I was looking at Bitcoin too, and reason that it's more than likely, in my opinion, forming a bottom is because, well, I got 35 altcoins that look like they're forming a bottom, and through a process of reasoning, deductive logic, if they're forming a bottom. Now, that's not necessarily true, but it's kind of deductive reasoning, if you know what I mean. So if all there look like they're forming a bottom, and you can't really tell with Bitcoin if it's forming a bottom. That's the whole thing with Bitcoin. It's a tricky asset, very tricky asset. I like the altcoins, guys. I'm just the opposite of some other guys that do charts. They refuse to do charts on altcoins. They prefer to do Bitcoin. I'm just the opposite. I think Bitcoin's much more difficult than the altcoins. The altcoins make better waves, in my opinion, as long as I got some data in there. I need more than one candle on the chart to be able to figure it out. So Bitcoin's in that area. You have a really good shot is doing a 1-2 and maintain that sequence. So a really good shot over there. And then this is a 1-2. This is the whole debate that everybody's talking about. I'm still sticking to it. It ended right there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a flat. It's a flat right here. And the reason I know that, I showed in previous videos, not that I know, I'm not 100% on anything, that I'm pretty sure that this was the flat, is if you look at the Bitcoin 3x short chart, it made a flat in reverse at the bottom of it. So I'm going to show you guys something. Here you go. You want to be careful of these flats. The flats, the expanded flats, you really, really want to understand those waves, okay? If you can, if you have the time, the time is now. Actually, if you're in the crypto market, the time is now, just to kind of get an idea on what the waves look like. Okay, so on the flats, you got the flats that go up to the top, right? Okay, so like this, you got a wave that goes up like that, and then you have a flat. It'll come down into an A, right? It looks like, oh, it's just in a correction, and you got a B that goes up like that above the all-time high. It'll go that high, especially those smaller cryptocurrency assets, right? And then what happens next? Bam! It goes like that, right? Just like that. So what happens too is you can have this happen, go in reverse and trick people. So let's see here. I'm gonna take another one. I'm gonna put it in reverse, just like that. I'm gonna go in reverse now. So I'm down here, right? Okay. So how do you find the impulse over here? You look for divergence between the third wave and the fifth wave, between the third wave and the fifth wave. So down there in the RSI, you're like, okay, I got divergence right there. That's how you protect yourself from these flats. And then down here at the bottom, what do? You look for divergence between the third wave and the fifth wave. But there's a problem. There's a sneaky little move down here. What it will do is it'll go like this, A, right? And it comes down into a B. And everybody thinks that's the fifth wave, right? And you think that's the fifth wave. What happens? Blam! It goes like that. See? You see these moves right here like that. That is what they do. Up here and up here. They trick people. So it's kind of like this over here, Bitcoin. Say they trick people. So you have this one over here. Up, it ended right there. It came down a little bit. It goes up above it. Everybody's like, oh yeah, it's still part of the bull run. And then what? Blam! Comes back down here. See, that's what they like to do, especially in the cryptocurrencies. So now we're down here, and you have a really good shot that it could be making some 1-2s in there. Just like I said about VeChain. I did a video on VeChain. I looked at the waves. VeChain was in there making little tiny 1-2s. I had to go down to the 5-minute chart to look at it, but it's in there. So VeChain, as an example, VeChain's making little candles inside there, just like that. And you go inside and you investigate. It's like doing surgery on the chart, right? You go in there and look at the 5-minute chart and you're like, oh, okay, it's doing little 1-2s. And it'll take it a long time, but eventually just get out of there. And like maybe 3 or 4 or 5, 6 weeks down the road, then eventually it goes, bam, starts going up like that. So everything looks pretty good. And, it did what I expected Bitcoin to do, guys. Came down here, hit that bottom right there, and then tested your wits. It tested my wits. I'll admit it. It tested my wits. I was like, oh, geez, here we go. The oh crap wave. And then it did another one. Another oh crap wave. Boom. Hit the bottom right there. And this right here, to me, guys, is way, way more important. 19,500 is way, way more important. There's like 20,000. It's a round number, psychological number. Well, now you go over here. On top of that wave, see, that's a wick right there. That's the candle body right there. Come over to this one. See, right on top. Boom. That's way more important. And what did Bitcoin do? Come back over to this section, right over here. Come back over to that section. There it is, right there, sitting on top of that. And what's Bitcoin doing now? Good shot. That's making those waves. So all the people, these people calling for $12,000 Bitcoin, they're going to be waiting for a long time, in my opinion. But can it go down there? You can't ever rule it out. If you're playing with these cryptocurrencies, guys, you want to make sure you have stops, your exits of it to go out. This is a good example This is a good example of why you do that. So you see, let's go over here. I'll show you an example why you do that. So you got in here. This is just an example. You call this Bitcoin, an altcoin, call it Matic, whatever you want to call it. Oh, you enter in here. That looks good. I got divergence from the third wave to the fifth wave. It's going to go this way. So you enter in there, right? Or this area. So you get in over here, feel good about it. You start riding it up. And then your stop loss is right at that low, up that low, 19,516, right? You come back over, and let's say you decide to keep it. You're like, oh, I'm going to do a long swing trade. I'm going to go for a couple months. I think it's going to go possibly projecting up there. But you could never, ever be 100% sure, right? So it comes back down, boom. So you see that right there. And in this instance, it didn't hit it. And it goes back up, and now it's back over here. Still didn't hit it. So that's why you want to do that, because if it breaks that right there, then it went bearish. But in this instance, Bitcoin maintained that bullish sequence. You could see the waves in there right there, 1 2, probably 1 2 there, and then it looks like a 3 4 3 4 for a 5. And you check that out, you probably have your divergence right there. Not yet. Let me check it out. Not yet. No divergence there. Check it out again. No divergence yet. So it might not have another wave up. It might have another wave up. Let me check the 4-hour. I might have another wave up, guys. So you can see it took everything out. So it could do another one, actually, with Bitcoin. So, all right, guys, I just want to give you that update on Bitcoin. Everything looks pretty good. I'll go over some other coins too, like Ethereum and some other coins, and try to keep that updated with you guys. And the smaller altcoins, taking a look at smaller altcoins, like I showed you Polkadot. Let me go over to Polkadot over here, guys. These coins over here, you want to try to make sure not only you get your waves good with Polkadot, you want to make sure you find that trend. The trend and your fib numbers are going to really help with assets that are have less chart data, but you really want to find that trend where they start just bouncing off of. More likely, Polkadot's going to be right in this area. I made a video about it. It's going to be bounce, 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 and then eventually it's going to get out of there. Polkadot could be in this area for, who knows, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe even 6 weeks. But you can see right here what Polkadot do. So, look, right off that trend. Here's a touch, 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 touch. It wicked through there, right through there, touch. Came over here, bounced off of that again, 2 times, 3 times right over here. Probably go up a little bit, come back down, bounce, 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 and go up over that way. So possibly. The only reason with that one is because this is a 5-wave swing, and I'm not able to too much suss this out. If this is a 5 and then up for a 3 up here, could do a flat over here and then get out of there, or did it do a flat from up here, ABC, and then up? That's very hard to suss out on Polkadot. So, all right, guys, I want to give you that update. Everything looks good so far. And I was going to say too, I was going to mention that finding the bottoms is when everybody turns bearish. I mean, all the signals were there. All the bad news was there. All the signals were there. Most everybody that I saw that had a slight bit of bullishness, once they saw Bitcoin dropped, boom, they flipped bearish instantly. They were bearish again. It's going back. It's going down. And they flipped. The bad news came out. What's her name from the Fed said, oh, yeah, we're going to raise rates to 4%. It's almost like she's saying it's guaranteed. All the bad news was there. All the signals were there. All the people that were bullish are so sure that from this point on, all the way into October, all we're going to have is red candles. All the signals were there from a sentiment point of view, in my opinion. It was all fitting really, really nice. So if you made it all the way to the end of my video, do me a huge favor. Drop a like. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.